right, so what I'm going to talk to Suzanne about is the balance points in her feet. So a lot of people have that hard time of finding where they feel comfortable with their feet in the stirrups without leaning forward or falling backwards. So if you've never climbed a ladder before, please go home, find a ladder, and climb it to find that balance point. So what I'm going to ask Suzanne to do is find a balance point to where she feels nice and stable at first. So go ahead and try it. All right? So you feel comfortable, she's not leaning back, she's not clinging to this gate, and she's not applying too much pressure onto the upper parts of her body. So in this balance point, wherever it is in her feet, she can take a step up without feeling like she's going to fall backwards. Okay, so now what I'm going to ask Suzanne to do is place all of the weight onto her toes. So you can see the very exaggerated bend in my ankle as well as Suzanne where that feels uncomfortable. And you're really putting a lot of pressure onto your biceps right now. Okay? So then go all the way to your heel. Again, a lot of weight on your biceps, and then you have to kind of cling on like a monkey here. So it's very, very uncomfortable for a rider. So that perfect balance point you have to find for yourself. It might be different on every person. For me, it's just right on the ball of my foot. Where is it for you? Similar. Yep. Okay. So we can get down from here. So what we're going to talk about here is your balance points of your feet, your ankles, and your knees. So a wonderful exercise for this is just on the ground. I want you guys to go home and grab a friend. One of you is going to be the stabilizer person, and one of you is going to be the incorrect foot person. So I see so many times trail riders, jumpers, where they've got their toes turned outwards. Not only is this damaging my ankles and my knees in the long run, it changes my body, the balance of my body very drastically. So I want you to duck your toes out for me. Give me your hands, and I'm going to pull Suzanne forward. What this is going to do is see if her horse fell down and her toes were ducked out, would that change her balance? Ready? That was maybe 5 pounds of pressure in my hands, and I was able to pull her forward very dramatically. And I'd like you to get that nice straight dressage toe that everybody's working towards. And I'm going to do it again. All right? She was able to brace on me a lot better. Now, you really never want to brace on your horse. However, if I were to be pulling her forward and falling down on her, I don't want you to fall forward and go with me. Okay? Okay. So I've got these 2 sticks here that simulate the width and the balance points of what your stirrups are going to be. So if I am relying solely on my stirrups, I'm going to have a really hard time balancing on my horse. So I really would rather rely on my seat and my legs. However, for this demonstration, we're going to talk about how hard it is to balance on your stirrup appropriately. So if I find that balance point that I did on the rail and I bend my knees, I can find that balance point where I can keep my heels relatively off the ground. This is very hard. You got to give me credit here. So if I start to look forward, or if I look down whatsoever when I've got that balance point, I fall forward onto my toes very quickly. And then if I look back, I fall off of my horse. So it's really important to think about how just the simple fact that if your feet aren't balanced in your stirrups, you're going to have a hard time staying balanced on your horse's back. Okay?